This is Commissioner Holzman. Do we have any other commissioners on?
Oakmeyer's here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Maida Coleman is here.
I wonder if they can hear me.
I can.
Good afternoon, commissioners.
Good afternoon.
All right, I think everybody's here. Is that right? All commissioners accounted for?
I believe we're still waiting for Commissioner Root, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, okay. Commissioner Roop, are you on? I'm seeing a designation for Commissioner Roop on my WebEx screen.
I'm here. Are you guys hearing me?
Oh, yep. Now I gotcha. Okay. All right, and Commissioner Holzman's on as well? See him? All right. Okay, well, so since we're all in attendance, we'll go ahead and call this special agenda to order. We have one order of business today, which is to finish up the outstanding issues on the Spire rate case discussion. So again, I'll just ask all those participating on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to speak. Again, this is case GR 2021-0108, which is Spire's general rate case. We started this discussion last week. I believe Judge Hatcher's on the phone to follow this discussion and answer any questions. Judge Hatcher, you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. So we all are working off the same memo, and I think we have 5 major outstanding issues with several sub-issues. So I think the best way to go through this, instead of going around on every single sub-issue, is to look at each of those 5 issues in whole. And I will march through that issue and then give each commissioner an opportunity to go through how they feel about that issue with its contained sub-issues. So we have ultrasonic meter recovery, depreciation, affiliate transactions, capitalized overheads, and cost of capital. So the first one is ultrasonic meter recovery, which is, I think, the first page of the memo. The decisions that we need to make here is the replacement of diaphragm meters with ultrasonic meters being conducted on an as-needed basis, or is a program requiring PSC authorization, or a combination of both. If the replacements are on an as-needed basis, we kind of walk through that. So my position here is that the company did not submit a proposal to replace the entire fleet of meters. So therefore, the meters should be replaced on an as-needed basis and consistent with the commission meter testing sampling rules. So I'm going to agree with staff that they should be allowed to recover 74% of the costs, since some of the meters were replaced before 10 years. And the company had the burden of proof to demonstrate the cost and cost benefits of replacing working diaphragm meters with ultrasonic ones. And I don't believe that they did. So I don't think that they met their burden on that remaining 26%. So I'm going to go with staff on that 74% recovery. Commissioner Roop?
I agree with your comments and your position.
All right. Commissioner Coleman?
I am in agreement as needed basis, and 74% is recommended by staff.
Thank you. Commissioner Holzman?
I agree.
And Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
And I do as well.
All right. Next issue is depreciation. I believe this is on page 9 of the memo. I'm going to suggest that we adopt Spire's depreciation schedule with modifications for certain schedules. In subquestion A, I think that we should reject Spire's proposal for the amortization of the general plants and agree with staff and OPC on the treatment of those. On B, I think that we should keep the useful life at 75 years, which has been established as the lifespan for plastic in prior cases. On depreciation, I would go with Spire's 12.35%. I think given the evidence submitted, that's the most reasonable number. On D, I think we should keep the same 15 years as established in GO 2012-0363. And yes, we should stick with staff's depreciation schedule. So that's a lot of issues. So let's just stick with one right now, and then we'll answer two in a second. So on 1A through E, let's get those positions. Commissioner Roop, 1A through E.
1A through E. Let me see here. So it looks like double check. Looks like I agree with your position on all of those. Yes. A through E, yes.
Okay. Mr. Coleman?
Mr. Chairman, I'm in agreement. I think you put it well, so I can support those positions.
Thank you. Commissioner Holzman?
I concur on all points.
All right. And Commissioner Coleman?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I concur with you on all of those points.
Okay. Thank you. That moves us to question 2. How should we address the concern of stranded costs? I'm going to say that we do nothing until the next rate case. I think if the depreciation rates for the meters need to be updated, then perhaps we can get that done before the next rate case. I don't think we need to address a tracking mechanism for stranded assets right now, but it does appear that it will be an issue in the future, so I think it should be addressed then. Commissioner Roop? Commissioner Roop? Did we? Commissioner Coleman, are you there?
I am here.
Trying to figure out if I'm having a problem or if someone else is having a problem.
No, I couldn't hear Commissioner Roop either, so maybe he's dropped.
Commissioner Roop, are
See
you
his
muted?
icon on the screen anymore, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Commissioner, all right. Hey guys, can you hear me?
There's Commissioner Roop.
Yeah. I keep losing, everything goes blank and I keep having to dial in. And I'm trying to switch over to the phone, but it's not letting me in. So hopefully if I drop again, then I will be actively trying to log back in.
Okay. Would you like us to give you a minute to get that figured out, or do you want to go ahead and?
Just keep on going, because usually after I talk, it drops, and then I can log back in before it gets back around to me. So
Okay.
I'll just keep trying that.
Okay, so we'll take our chances. All right. Did you hear the position? My position on question 2.
No, I did not.
All right. Well, I'm just going to suggest we do nothing until the next rate case. I think that, it's going to be an issue and it should be decided then, but I don't think we need to have anything tracking the stranded assets right now. Did we lose you again?
Well, he said every time you speak, he loses us. I'm
Well, I
sure
just saw
he'll
him.
come back in.
I just saw him disappear from my screen too. Oh, this is odd. Usually WebEx is pretty smooth for us at the commission. I tell you what, Commissioner Coleman, do you want to wait for him or? Okay.
Why don't we keep going and he'll come back on and give us info?
Okay.
Because I'm afraid the rest of us may get lost. We've been having some really big storms in St. Louis, so maybe it's hit Lake St. Louis right now, and that's part of his problem. Who knows? But I concur on all the points that you made mention of.
Okay. Commissioner Holzman, question 2.
Right. Do nothing till the next rate case.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer, question 2.
The same thing.
All right.
Agreed.
Is Commissioner Root back yet?
Roop is back. I'm
All right.
dialed in, so hopefully this will be better.
Okay. Question 2. We so far unanimous on do nothing until the next rate case.
Well, I'd hate to spoil a party and say we should do an AAO, but we'll just do, I can go forward with do nothing until the rate case.
Okay. All right. That brings us to affiliate transactions. There are 6 questions here. The first one is, are they being appropriately assigned? I think as of now they are. I don't think there's enough evidence to support a random number suggested by staff. I don't think that we need to do OPC's proposed $1 million market value adjustment. I do think that we need to order a staff to report on Spire's compliance for their cost allocation manual. I think testimony indicated that they will be transferring other employees from their affiliates to services. So I think that would likely have an effect on Spire, Missouri. And I think they should be ordered to file their cost allocation manual in the coming months. So nothing happened after the commission directed the parties to work on it after the 2018 rate case. So I'd like an opportunity for a submission and review. I think there's a likelihood that we can have a new CAM in place by the next rate case, and I think that we should. So those are my positions on affiliate transactions 1 through 6. Commissioner Roop?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
may I ask if you answered number 4?
Number 4 on the investigatory docket, yes. I think we should have the investigatory docket.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Commissioner Roop?
Yeah, so I'm reviewing my notes, but I believe I agree with your position on, we don't need to do the random 84. We should do the CAM and do the investment. Yes, so I agree with your position on those.
Excellent. Commissioner Coleman?
Mr. Chairman, our position is the same. I agree with your comments there. and can agree to all of those items.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Holzman
I'm in support.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
Yes, I'm in support of your positions there as well, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Thank you. That brings us to capitalized overheads. There are 4 questions here. First question, is Spire properly capitalizing overheads on construction projects? I'm going to say no on that one. If the commission finds that Spire is not properly capitalizing overheads, then should they order staff and OPC's recommendation to cease capitalizing? Yes, I think so. Question 3 is no need to answer for my position. 4, should we order a tracker as recommended by OPC? No, I don't think that we need to do the tracker. I would support tracking the overhead that we aren't allowing for recovery while give time for staff to perform an audit and verify the non-operational costs are being treated properly and consistent with the USOA. But that might be a slightly different tracker than what OPC has recommended. So with that, Commissioner Root?
Let's, yeah, so 1, I was no, 2, was yes, 3 is moot, right? And then
Yeah.
4, should order a track. I was a no on the tracker, so I believe that is your position.
Yes. Yes. Okay, Commissioner Coleman?
Our positions again are the same, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Commissioner Holzman
I also agree.
and Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
Yes, I also agree, but I really think we definitely need more time for the staff and to do the audit. So I'm in agreement.
All right, thank you. That brings us to cost of capital. This will be capital structure, ROE, long-term debt, and short-term debt. I think that I support using Spire Missouri's capital structure as Spire had suggested, but I do recognize the short-term debt issue that OPC pointed out in its alternative proposal. But I also think that the short-term debt percentage used by OPC includes about $250 million related to Winter Storm Uri, which should not be in there, and it should be removed for that short-term debt calculation. So I believe that we should take account for the short-term debt, but I don't believe that the number presented there was the right number. So that gets us through 1 and 2, because I think that the short-term debt should be in there. On the ROE, I think it should be 9.37. With the new ISRIS going statewide, the legislature approved, that should reduce regulatory lag, and 9.37 is right exactly in the middle of staff's range, which staff had evidence to support. On long-term debt, I don't think there was any disagreement that it should all be at 3.99. And on short-term debt, since I do think there needs to be some recognition of that, the only number we're left with is the 0.9% proposed by OPC. And I don't think any of the other parties presented evidence disagreeing with that number. Commissioner Roop. Have we lost Commissioner Roop?
I'm here if you can hear me.
Oh, we got him back. Okay, Commissioner Roop, ROE. You there?
All right. So I just wanted to clarify. Your position on the short-term debt would be OPC's 0.29%?
Yes, but on the capital
Okay.
structure number, I think that their number includes $250 million that shouldn't be there for Winter Storm Uri. So on the capital structure percentage of short-term debt. So I think that needs to be addressed.
Okay. So yeah, I would agree due to Spire, Missouri. I agree with the Uri figures. I can live with the 9.3 ROE. And I think
9.37.
Yeah, 9.37. I would
Okay.
actually probably be a little higher. I would actually be a little higher, but I can definitely add the 7. So 9.37. So I think our positions are the same.
Okay. Commissioner Coleman?
I'm in agreement, Mr. Chairman. Our positions are the same.
Commissioner Holzman?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I also am in agreement.
You, Commissioner Folkmeyer?
And I am as well in agreement.
Folkmeyer? Judge, I believe that completes the outstanding questions on the memo. Is there anything that you believe we haven't covered?
No, Mr. Chairman, that covers everything.
All right. Well, that was the only order of business for today. And since we just handled scheduling yesterday, we have no need for any other business. So with that, thank you, commissioners, for convening on a Friday, and we will stand adjourned. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.